everyone. My name is Chloe, and welcome to the start of another weekly reading vlog. So today is Monday, and this morning we went to the park, and today, again, is one of those fall days. I guess it's just what fall in Kansas is like, because it was like 50 degrees, and so I had to put pants and sweatshirts and all of that on all of us, get us all bundled to go to the park, and then by the time we left, it was like shorts and a t-shirt weather. So it's like 75 now, and it was like 50 this morning, and I think the high is somewhere around 90. I don't even know. So we actually ended up going to two parks, and the first park we went to is like a smaller, quieter kind of park, and we found one of our friends there, and they were like, let's go to the bigger park. So we go to this bigger park, and it is crazy because today is Columbus Day, and so our kids don't have school. So there were big kids, and there was this one little girl. She was so cute, and she told me she was 6 years old. She just turned 6 on September 12th, and she just like took Ainsley under her wing. And Ainsley is a very like old soul, and she is a very, very mature 2.5. And so her and this little girl played, and this, like, she was like too embarrassed to say like, I'm scared of that. And so they went to like the really high slide, and like she held her hand and they went together, and it was just so sweet. And so like it really pushed Ainsley out of her box, and I love that. I don't know if I've talked about it, but Ainsley is just a very shy individual, and COVID has not helped like her kind of clinginess to mama, and like her lack of like I mean, she's not going to be the kid that runs up and talks to random strangers, and that's good. I like that she's really cautious, but I want to make sure she's getting like socialization and that kind of stuff, and she loves other kids. She's just very, very shy. So that little girl, she just made our day. And so that was really fun. And then we came home and ate lunch, and Jeremy had to do like this experiment in our garage for work. And so like our garage is all set up like a friggin' lab. I don't even know. And so keeping the kids out of the garage, of course, was really hard because they're curious, and I was kind of curious because it smells and it's like set up weird. And so I don't know what he was doing, but he's done now. So then I ran over to the doctor. I had an OB appointment just to kind of check on things, and everything is good. So that is great. And that's everything life-wise. Also, I just wanted to wonder if anybody else feels this way. So we got home from the park at like 11:30, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. I can take off makeup, take off my bra, be in PJs if I want. Like, I'm done for the day, like going out. Because we had been out all morning, and so I was like, cool, we're done. And so then I go inside, and I'm like doing said things, taking things off and whatever. And then I was like, oh, I've got this appointment at 1:30. And does anybody else feel that way, where you're like that? Like, I felt like I could cry. Which is just like, anytime you have like an exhausting morning, it feels so good to come home and like, yeah, I can be in my PJs at noon. And I couldn't. So whatever, boo-hoo for me, right? Just stay at home mom, like, you've got to find silver linings, where, like, not silver linings, like it's a hard, terrible thing, but you know, like, gotta find the good stuff where it is. So Ainsley and I colored, and that's what we've been doing today. So as far as reading goes, I have been reading When You Disappeared by John Mars, and this is one of his backlist books because I really like everything I've read from him, and this one is good. I'm saying, like, it's marketed for sure as a thriller. It is about a woman and, well, a couple, I guess, that it's told in present day and 25 years ago. So 25 years ago, the husband went out for a run, maybe, and disappeared. She wakes up one day, he's gone. She's like, maybe he went to work early, but his keys and phone and everything are there. Maybe he went out on a run because he likes to do that, but his tennis shoes are still there. And so she has no idea where he went. And so they get the police involved, etc. Cannot find this man. And then 25 years later, he comes back. And so the book is told both in her perspective and his perspective. So as the reader, you know the whole time where he is and what's going on. We are following him, though, as he is gone. So when he comes back, you know a whole lot of stuff has gone down. And on the back of the book, it says, like, she wished she wouldn't have known, because a lot happens. And I'm not exactly sure how or what's going on, but I'm really liking it, but I'm like halfway maybe through, and I would say it's definitely thriller light. Like, it's more of a domestic drama mystery kind of thing. Like, maybe the twists and turns will come, but so far it has not been too twisty or turny. And I would say it's more of a domestic drama than a thriller, but maybe it gets there. I don't know. The other thing I'm reading is Pumpkinheads by Rowell, and this is so good. It's a graphic novel about these two, a boy and a girl, who work at this like fall festival pumpkin patch thing, and it's their last year before they go to college. And so they're kind of like nostalgic, doing all the things, and I'm not very far into it because I just started it a little bit ago, and so I haven't read very much, but it's just so festive, and like they have to wear overalls, and like they're just like, they kind of look like scarecrows, and it's so cute, and I just love it. And there's one girl that works there at the fall festival that the boy has had a crush on forever, and so the other girl, like his friend, is trying to support him and encourage him to go talk to her. So so cute, loving it, and really I'm enjoying both of the things I'm reading. So that's it. I'm gonna go in now and try to get the girls down for naps, and then maybe take a nap. Oh, and in the ongoing Annie sleep saga, she only woke up once last night. It was amazing. It was so good. So maybe the sleep troubles are over. I don't know. We tried the Merlin magic sleep suit, and then my same friend who did that gave us the nested bean to try, which is basically like a sleep sack that has like a weighted bean on their chest, which is supposed to feel like kind of like a weighted blanket, or like your hand is there or something. So, and we've done that for 2 nights, and both nights she has slept really good, but it might just be exhaustion because she's not napping, and like the other nights were so bad, I don't even know. So hopefully, and so that being said, I'm feeling like, not like I still might lay down, but I'm not like desperate for a nap like I normally am. So I don't know if I'll read or what I'll do, but I will check in later. Hey everyone, it is Tuesday at like 4:30, and I'm just getting on for the first time today because it's been a day. So we went to Slam this morning, and it was really fun. The girls actually did a good job, and I mean, there were some minor disturbances, but it was not nearly as defeating as the last time I went, and it was a really hard workout. It was like a Columbus Day workout, and she did it like based on the lengths of the ships. So they were like 50 feet, 60 feet, and 62 feet. And so each station was like reps of 50, 60, or 62. So it was a lot, and it was like a very challenging workout. Another beautiful day here where it's like 50 in the morning, so I got the girls all bundled, and then by the time we were done, it was like perfect park playing weather, like 70. And now like it's like 75 or 80, but I am in like a really warm, cozy jacket because I just cannot get warm this afternoon. Like, I don't know what the deal is. So today, let's see, otherwise what's happened. So we came home, ate lunch, and then Ainsley, for the first time ever, so Jeremy put her down for a nap, and then I was like down here feeding Annie, and so I fed Annie, got her down, and so then I was gonna go to sleep for like 45 minutes because it was like 3 o'clock, and so I knew I had like 45 minutes with both girls asleep, I hope. So Jeremy was going to do grocery pickup at Walmart. So then I hear Ainsley at like 3:30. I hear her talking, and she's like saying something, daddy, daddy, something, something. And so I like look up, and I look on the monitor. She's not in her room. And so I call him, and I'm like, do you have her? Where are you guys? Or what are you doing? And he's like, no, I don't have her. And I was like, she's not in her room. So she, for the first time ever, got up out of her bed, came down to the main floor, and then went all the way to the basement looking for him because she wanted a balloon. And so we're like, I knew it was coming because she has, prior to this day, she has always been really good. Like, she'll even stay in her bed and like read books and that kind of stuff. She's never even like tried to get up. But this time she, like, I watched, we have playback on the monitor, so I watched, and she tried to go to the bathroom by herself, and then she opened her door and asked for help, and nobody came, and so then she came downstairs. So she was trying to go to the bathroom and then got distracted by needing a balloon, and so then her and I just snuggled for a few minutes on the couch and watched an episode of Mickey, and then now she and Jeremy are outside trying to fix our basketball goal because Jeremy hit it with a trailer one day, and so it's like all cockeyed. So they are trying to like disassemble that so he can fix it. And then I'm gonna make dinner, and that's really our day. So I don't know what to do. Parents of toddlers and stuff, like, I don't know, maybe hopefully this is a one-time gig, but I've heard a lot of people put locks on doors and things. Like, what do you guys do to keep kids in bed once they know that they can get out? I don't know. So as far as reading goes, I finished When You Disappeared by John Mars last night, and like, here it is, 4:30. I just wrote my review because I just could not figure out what to rate this book, so I ended up giving it 3 stars. Like I said, it is about a couple who one morning the woman wakes up and her husband's gone, vanished without a trace, and we get to see his perspective and her perspective, so we know where he is the whole time, and we get to see like that timeline of when it happened, which is 25 years ago, and then today when he comes back. And like the 25 years ago timeline kind of jumps forward until it gets to today, but it feels a little jumpy, not necessarily super linear. I can't remember if it just feels like it jumped around a little bit. I don't know if it actually did or if it was like sequential, but anyway, the reason I'm giving it 3 stars is because, like, so we know that he's gone and we know what he's doing. We don't know why until the very end. And a lot of his parts in the middle were just boring. And, like, he is not a likable dude. Like, dude is a sociopath for sure. And so you are following him and he's, like, doing all these things. And I'm like, why do I care? Like, you're just an effed up dude. Like, I don't know. And it's not super graphic or anything like that, but he's just not a good dude. And like, you at the very end find out why he left and like what all was going on, and it's kind of a twist, but I would say this is very thriller light. Like, it's really on that line of domestic drama, domestic suspense, and thriller. I mean, I don't know what the definition of a thriller is, but I would call it more of a domestic suspense. And so we find out why he did what he did, and really it just feels like this book was kind of like a jumble of tragedies and like disturbing things that happened. And again, it doesn't get super graphic, but it just, I don't know. I didn't love it. So, and then I also finished Pumpkinheads by Rowell, and I gave it 5 stars. So many people told me they did too, and I just loved it. It is a really quick little graphic novel about this guy and girl. They're in their senior year of high school working at this pumpkin patch. It's their last year, so they're feeling super nostalgic. And they're like best friends and they've always worked together. And so she wants him to go meet this girl that he's been crushing on all these years, and so she like helps him, and she also wants to have all the snacks in the pumpkin patch on the way. So super fall vibes, super foodie vibes. She is a very like voluptuous black girl, and in the back it said they wanted her to be like a chubby Gabrielle Union. And she's just like adorable. Love her. Josiah is the guy, and he is the biggest cinnamon roll. Love, love, love him. Like, I loved both of them and just loved the book so much. It is definitely one to have on your shelf. So that's what I finished reading. And then now I'm in this weird position where it's like, because I don't have TBRs right now, I feel kind of overwhelmed and I don't know what to pick up next. So I'm considering doing like a very big TBR, like more than I could ever read, just so I have a smaller selection of things to pick from, because like I just don't know what to pick up, so I haven't picked up anything all day. So I don't know what I'll pick up next, but I will check in. Tonight's Tuna Tuesday, so I'm making tuna sandwiches and just kind of a chill night, and I'm really excited for that. And so, yeah, I will let you know when I pick something else up. It is Wednesday at almost 2 o'clock, and I am just getting on to let you know that I started and finished Captivating by John and Stacy I can't remember their names, but I'll have a picture up so you'll be able to know. But Eldridge, is that? I'm not going to guess because it's going to be embarrassing when the picture's up there and you guys know and I don't. But this book is from 2005, and it's one that I've had on my shelf probably since 2005. I think maybe like a small group or something was doing it as like a study, and I was going to participate and I didn't or something. I can't remember what the story is of why I have it, but I have it. And the whole premise behind it is trying to explain a woman's heart and trying to explain and justify and why we feel the way we do, and like why we constantly feel like we're not enough and yet we're also too much. Like we're too needy, too this, too emotional, too whatever, and also not enough. And so at its core, like that sounds really, really good. And I know some people have really liked this book, and I think I am just giving it 3 stars. Part of it is because I'm reading it in 2020, so it is very, has a lot of things to say about gender and stereotypes. Like it is very stereotypical when it comes to gender, and it assumes a lot about gender, and it's definitely not the most inclusive book. I also didn't love, so they're talking about a woman's heart and why God made it the way it is, and how valuable it is, and how precious it is, and how a woman is beautiful, both interior and exterior, because God made her that way, and because, when we are, healthy and know our worth, our beauty shines, both inside and out, and all of that is really, really awesome. However, they spent too much time, in my opinion, on all these specific cases where things have gone wrong. Either parents were outwardly abusive, like neglectful, abusive, verbally abusive, whatever, or just other things like where dad wasn't in the picture, or something like that I felt like was very shamey and very judgy. And I mean, as a parent, there's so many days where you feel like you have failed your kids, either because you weren't as patient with them as you should have been, or they had way too much screen time, or whatever it may be. At least me personally, there are so many days where for example, last night, Ainsley, I was putting her to bed, and normally I put her down and sing her songs and cuddle her or whatever, and then I leave and she's awake and she says, "Bye, Mom," and whatever. But last night was one of those nights she was like, "I just want you to stay," and she cried when I left. And at that moment, you go back to your room, or I went back to my room, and I had to go because I had to feed Annie, and I was just so exhausted. And so I went, and yet you just sit there and think about, did I just fail my child? She is gonna cry herself to sleep right now. And she didn't. As soon as I was in my room, she stopped crying and she started looking at books. But it's just there's so many times where you feel like you're failing as a parent, and I felt like this book kind of preyed on that. And if your marriage doesn't work out and you end up being in a single parent home, it felt very shamey of that. And if if you spend a lot of time at work and not with your kids, it felt very, there were so many times in that I felt, and maybe I was just overly sensitive to it, but I felt very icky about reading that. Yes, that'll probably have impact on your children, but no, I don't think your beauty is going to be dampened and you're going to be constantly struggling. And it didn't necessarily say that, but that's just kind of what I took from it. I also didn't love, so the husband, John, he wrote a book called Wild at Heart, which is talking about a man's heart. And there are times in this book where it talks about men and women and how they were designed to complement each other, and here's how and here's why, because here's the way the hearts function and that kind of thing. But I felt I didn't so in his book, his wife had no input. And in Captivating, the woman book, he is very much a part of the book. And so it almost a lot of times he was singing her praises, I would say. But it's almost we don't need you, men. I don't know. And again, maybe I'm being overly sensitive to it. I just felt I really wanted a really feminist message, and I didn't really get that. but you know, it was talking about how women want to be captivating. We want people to, like, not necessarily notice us, like we need to be the center of attention, but notice the things we're doing. Like, we want acknowledgement, we want validation, we want to be something to be desired, you know, and like those kind of things. I felt very like seen and heard, and like, so I think they were on to good things, and perhaps it's just the fact that this book is 15 years old. I don't really know. It just, there were parts that I really loved and parts that really rubbed me wrong. So 3 stars for that. I am going to keep it on my shelves because I also have the like journal book, as well as the, like, there's like a small group leader guide or something. So I don't know if I was planning to lead a group and then didn't, or I can't remember what the origin of this book is. Anyway, so after that, I was like I think I talked about yesterday, not knowing what to pick up next. And so then I picked up Captivating, which I was like, okay, I could read some self-help kind of thing right now. And then after that too, I was like, gosh, what am I going to pick up? I don't know. And so I got onto my Hoopla app, and I had saved some of the books that are on my shelf. And so I decided to start Size 12 is Not Fat by Meg Cabot. And this is a part of her Heather Wells mystery series. So this is a 5-book series about a girl named Heather Wells. She is a former pop star, and now she works in a dorm, a college dorm. And one of the students dies. And so she like felt she was trying to elevator surf or whatever, and she died. And so Heather is trying to figure out what happened to her, but she's also like talking about like everybody's like, oh, you're not a pop star anymore because you got fat. And she's like, excuse me, I am a size 12. That is the average American size, which I think it may actually be a 14. I don't know. But she's like, I'm not fat. Like, get off me. And I love that. And I've read this book before, and I think I gave it 5 stars because I think it was in the days where I did that. I just gave everything 5 stars. So it's a 5-book series. I don't know if I just said that. And so I've only read books 1 and 2. So I'm planning to read all 5 within the next month or so, if not back to back. I don't know. So, which, by the way, leads me to, I hope I put out a video on Friday called, like, this upcoming Friday, so in 2 days from when I'm filming this, but it'll already be out by the time you see it, about marathoning series. And so if you haven't seen that, please go there and let me know what you think, because I really, like, my instinct is just to binge it. So anyway, so I've read this one before, and I liked it a lot, so we'll see if I like it as much this time. There has already been something where she's talking about the college president's wife is an alcoholic, and I feel like that part is being treated really insensitively. Like, she's like an alcoholic to the point that she's so drunk she's throwing up at like noon, and they're laughing about it, and to me that's not funny at all. So I have a feeling it won't be a 5-star again, but we'll see. So that's everything as far as life goes. This morning we went to the pumpkin patch, and it was so fun. The actual like games and stuff were not open today, and I don't know if they're like open later or what the schedule is for them, but I wasn't too worried about that because Ainsley's still so little. Like, just picking out the pumpkins was the fun part for her, and plus it's like $13 per adult to go in there. And so and it's like a gigantic slide that I know there's no way in heck Ainsley would ever do, and some other like games, but like I said, they weren't open. So it's actually kind of good, because then she was not like asking to go back there at all. She had so much fun. We picked 2 big pumpkins and like 3 or 4 little ones, and then one that I can cook, like it's like a squash instead of a pumpkin. So that's really exciting. And then we came home and ate lunch, and then Jeremy actually took her to the chiropractor today because he was getting adjusted too. So that was really nice. I stayed home with Annie, who was asleep, so I definitely got the easier end of that deal. But he told me this morning that he's leaving for Dallas tomorrow, so that stinks. Dallas is like a 6 or 7 hour drive from me, and so he'll be gone through Friday night, I think. I don't know. Probably just like 48 hours, but with us not sleeping and all of that, 48 hours is going to feel like a long 48 hours. So, yeah, I'm glad he has the day off today, and hopefully, like, I'll get a good refresher. So, that's about it. I think I'm going to go in and feed Annie and then maybe take a little nap or something. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. So I will check in later. Hey everyone, it is Thursday at 11:20 and we are just playing outside in the garage because it is so cold today. So you're getting a lovely view of the inside of my garage. I'm trying to, I'm right at the door. Clearly you can see that door. And it's windy, and so I hope you can hear me. And I hope you don't mind that this is really weird. But I finished Size 12 is Not Fat by Meg Cabot, and I'm giving it 4 stars. So this is a reread. I read it the first time in 2013, and I gave it 5 stars, but that was the time when I was giving everything 5 stars. And so it's not a 5-star read, but it was really cute. So it's about this girl named Heather. Like I said, she's a former pop star because her and her boyfriend Jordan were both pop stars. And they both wrote songs, and so they said they were going to go to the record label and say, we're going to sing what we write, or we're going to walk. And she's the only one that actually, the record label's like, all right, you're out, bye. And Jordan kind of sold out. And so now she is wanting to go to college, and so she, in order to pay for that, she is an assistant residence director at a dorm. Well, at an assistant director at a residence hall. Let's say it that way. And it was kind of annoying because multiple times in the book she was like residence hall, not dorm, because I guess that's what they were supposed to call it. But it got a little too much of her correcting herself and saying that. So I'm trying to make this a semi-decent angle, and it's just not working. But anyway, so she is working there, and girls start dying by elevator surfing. So basically they get on the top of a elevator car and then try to jump to the other elevator, and girls are dying that way. So the cops, this is in New York City, so the cops are these are just accidents, these are silly girls being goofy, and whatever. And Heather's like, no, something is going on, these are murders. So she starts investigating by herself with her, so Jordan, her former boyfriend's brother, Cooper. And Cooper is kind of the black sheep of the family. He's way different than the pop star kind. And she actually lives in his apartment, it's a shared apartment type thing. And so she lives with him. She has a huge crush on him. He's a private investigator. So together they start trying to figure out what is happening to these girls. So the book is a really weird but great combination of chick lit and cozy mystery. And I really don't see that combination often. And so I really enjoyed having something different. You guys, my feet are about to be run over by a wagon. So sorry, this is a mess. You're just gradually rotating around my garage. But anyway, so they solve these mysteries, and it ends with a big girl power, you go girl scene, and I loved it. I love this really set the tension between Heather and Cooper, and there's a kind of love triangle with Jordan, but that doesn't really go anywhere, so that's good. It was just really, really cute. Now, it was written 15 years ago, and it doesn't, there's definitely some dated references and things. They even talk about Game Boys and different things that are pretty dated, and also just kind of the way they talk about people is somewhat dated. And like I said before, there is the president's wife is an alcoholic, and that was really joked about, and that's one of my kind of triggers that I don't like that. She really should have been getting help, and it shouldn't have been a joke, but I know I'm pretty sensitive to that, and so I don't know if it would bother other people. So the other thing that is talked about a lot is, of course, size. So she used to be a skinny mini and a pop star, and she was a level of pop star that now everybody's you look so familiar, but not where everybody knows who she is anymore. And so she was also skinny, and now she's a size 12, which everybody's saying, oh, you got fat. And she's saying size 12 is not fat. It is the average American woman's size. And so it was just, I like that part. But also, if you are triggered by numbers or anything like that, maybe don't
don't read this one. So I'm excited to continue on with the series. There's 4 more books. I'm really excited to keep reading and see what happens to Heather and Cooper and what they get up to next. And so as far as life goes, I don't know what happened last night. Nothing really. And this morning it is cold. It's 54 degrees, which has been what it's been at like 8 in the morning, but it's almost 11:30. And so we're just playing in the garage and in the driveway. Ainsley has a bucket and she is playing like basketball with rocks. And then she's drawing with sidewalk chalk. And we organized our freezer. Did some cooking. Jeremy is out. He hasn't left yet because he has to get a COVID test. And so they said like you can just go in. It's a 20-minute wait like test. Well, he got there and they said it's an hour and a half wait like just to get the test. So he's over there waiting. Because he's planning to leave this afternoon, so he needs his results stat. We've all had like the sniffles, and so we're assuming it's just allergies, but we've been really cautious because nobody had fevers or anything else. So but like there's a chance. I know there's so many people that are asymptomatic. We really have to cross our T's and dot our I's. So yeah, we're just going to continue playing outside for a little bit. Annie has her 4-month doctor appointment at 1:30 today, so he has to be home to watch Ainsley because I cannot take Ainsley. And so, yeah, that's the plan for the rest of the afternoon. I'm going to pick up the next one, which is size 14. It's not fat either, and I just love it. I think it's fun. That's it. I will check in later.
Everyone, we just got home. It's like 2:30 I think, and we got done with Annie's checkup, and she is the 20th percentile in weight and the 91st in height. So she is following in sister's footsteps and just being a really long lanky baby. So that went well for the most part. Everything seemed to do pretty good. She got 2 shots and a liquid thing, so I really hate that. I think 6 months she gets more shots and then she's done for a little bit, I think. I can't remember, but anyway, Ainsley and I did some leaf rubbings before lunch, and then we ate lunch, and then Jeremy got back from his COVID test and found out it was negative, thank goodness, and so he's going to be leaving sometime this afternoon. So now I'm going to go in, and I don't know if I'll try to lay down for a little bit or what. Annie is cashed out because she was really stressed about the shots and stuff, so now she's taking a little nap, and that's it. So I will check in later. Hey everyone, it is Friday at like 10 o'clock and the lighting is wonderful in here. We are waiting for a grocery pickup at Walmart, and I just thought it'd be a good chance to pop on and say hi and say happy Friday. Jeremy is in Dallas today, and so we are just kind of hanging out, just me and the girls. And this morning we just have been doing breakfast, put dishes away, like just did house stuff, and now we're running a couple errands. Then we're gonna go home and do some fun things that are surprises for Ainsley. So I'm really excited for today. It's really chilly this morning. I was like in the middle of a workout downstairs, and I was not nearly as hot as I normally am, and I was like, I wonder what it is outside. So I looked at my watch and it was 33 degrees. So I don't know if we had our first freeze last night. I don't know. We're in a frost warning for a long time, so it's currently my car says 48. I don't know if it's actually that warm, but so we're going to be kind of hanging out inside or in the garage. We're not going to be going too far out today because it is chilly. So yeah, that is our plans for the day. So as far as reading goes, I am almost done with size 14. It's not fat either, and I'm not liking it nearly as much. Like I think it's going to be a 3. I think it's going to be a 3 or 3.5 star for me because it's just kind of losing its luster. It's kind of the same exact type of story, and I think the whodunit is going to be kind of just a random person, but I don't know. I still have like an hour and a half real time left in the audiobook, which means like 45 minutes because I'm listening on 2 or 2.5 times speed. So that's the plan. I'll finish that, and then I'm also reading Class Act by Jerry Craft, and this is the kind of follow-up to New Kid, and love it. I am really enjoying that. I've said in a previous vlog that Ainsley likes to read it with me, and she wants me to read it to her while we look at the pictures, and that's fun, but it takes forever to like read the pages. So yeah, it's slow going, but we'll probably finish that up today. So I'll just get on and let you know when I finish something. Otherwise, it might just be kind of montagey stuff of what we get up to this afternoon, and I'll update later. Hey everyone, it is Saturday at almost 4 o'clock, and I'm just about to leave MOPS. I had a meeting today, and it was really good. The group I'm in is a relatively small group, and I love that because I just feel like we're able to get really like personal, and we're a really good like group of girlfriends, and it's just very cathartic and wonderful. So as far as reading goes, I think last time I updated, I was just about to finish size 14 is not fat either. And so I finished that, and I gave it 3.5 stars. It was good. It was just kind of the same as the other one. Like, it was very similar concept, and I really like our main character, Heather, and I like the relationship between her and Cooper, and so I'm excited to see that progress. The mystery part, like, I feel like this one kind of towed the line into a little too, like, sick for me. Like, it was the killing was a lot more graphic and that kind of thing. Not the actual killing, but it was the individuals who did it were a lot more like, they definitely had a lot of deeper mental issues going on, and like there's a big confrontation scene, as there always is, and like these are some very, very sick individuals, and it kind of took away from the light and funny atmosphere of the book and made it I don't know. And there was also some pacing issues. The middle got kind of slow, and so I don't know. 3.5 stars. Still good, just not as good as the first. I'm excited to see where the series continues, but I think I needed a little break. So I continued reading Class Act by Jerry Craft, and I'm still really liking that, but I'm still reading it with Ainsley, so it's pretty slow going, and I only read little chunks at a time, so I'm not quite done with that. But I picked up All Your Perfects by Colleen Hoover, and you guys, I am obsessed. Okay, I have this on audio, and I cannot stop listening to it. It is so good. So it's about a couple. They met like then. I can't remember like how many years ago it was, but they met then. It's told between then and now. And so they met then, and they both were like, their significant others were cheating with each other, if that makes sense. So she went to her fiance's house, and he was sleeping with a girl. The guy that she is the romance with, it was his girlfriend. And so they were both there listening to this happen, sitting outside, and the couple inside ordered Chinese food. And so they're sitting outside eating their Chinese food. And it was just hilarious. They bonded over that. And so we get to see them then and then them now. And I don't want to say a whole lot about that, just because I feel like I didn't really know a whole lot about the story, except it is really emotional and deals with infertility a lot. So if that is a trigger for you, maybe go in, like maybe read more about trigger warnings or something, because I feel like this is done so well. They talk about IVF, and somebody says, like, because it gets brought up that this couple is having fertility issues, and somebody says, well, have you thought of trying IVF? And she says, like, yes, we tried 3 times. It failed. It took all of our money. It took, like, she gives her the real answer. And I'm like, gosh, that is exactly what everybody struggling with infertility wants to say, and nobody has the guts to say it, or at least I don't have the guts to say it. And so I just love it. And I love the very, 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 very realistic portrayal of a married couple, and specifically a married couple going through infertility. So I am loving the book so much. I'm about halfway through, and right now it's a 5-star book for me. I am just loving it. It is just my perfect book. So I really hope nothing changes with that, but I will let you know for sure. As far as life goes, yesterday was just a wonderful day. Ainsley was just a delight. She did not throw any fits, anything. Annie was a little extra clingy because she had her shots the day before, and so she's just kind of feeling off, I think. But it was a really great day. My mom and dad came over and played outside for a little bit, and it was really nice. We have not seen them in a couple months, and so that was really nice. And then Jeremy got home like sometime after bedtime and stuff. So now he's home. He's home with the girls while I was at MOPS. And this morning we just like Ainsley is just like my little shadow. She is my mini me in every way. Physically, she looks a lot like me. Personality wise, her and I are very, very, very similar. And right now, while she's 2, it's working out really well. Like, we just work really well together, and she's wonderful when it's just me and her. I'm sure that will not be the case when she's a teenager. I'm sure us being so similar will present problems, but overall, like, she's just awesome. So yeah, I'm gonna go home now. Jeremy's gonna go return his rental car, and then tonight is omelets and fried potatoes, air fried potatoes for dinner, and that's it. So football, there's not a whole lot going on, but I'm still wearing my purple. K-State's not playing today, but we love them anyway. So that's what's going on, and I will check in later. Hey everyone, it is Sunday, and we are just getting home from grocery pickup, and Annie is asleep in the back, so I'm trying to be quiet enough to not wake her. But since last time we talked, I have had a lot go on book-wise. So I finished All Your Perfects by Colleen Hoover, and I gave it 4.5 stars. Everything I said before stands. It was so good. And the parts between then and now, like, I feel like Colleen Hoover was able to capture both, like, the spirit, the fun, exciting tone of falling in love, and then also, like, the very serious, sad tone of being a couple on the brink of divorce because of infertility. And, like, she does both tones so well. I was right there in both situations. And the situation is not exactly what I've been through, and yet I felt like it was, and it was just so well done. My only complaint about the book is that I feel like the resolution kind of happened a little quickly, but it made sense the way it happened, and like 4.5 stars, it was so close to perfect. I really, really enjoyed it. I felt for the characters. I was emotional, and it was just so good. So 4.5 stars for that one. Then I also finished Class Act by Jerry Craft, and I gave this another 5 stars. So this one is the follow-up to New Kid, and this one continues to talk about racism. And this one is told from Jordan, our like the kid from the first book, his perspective, as well as Drew. And Drew is a darker skinned black kid, and he is also going to this like predominantly white school, and so we get to see his different experience, like how his experience is different than Jordan's. We're also following Jordan, and so we see how he's treated, and Jordan's dad and stuff. Like, there's a lot, just the conversation around racism and the way we treat people is so great in this book. And just the conversation starters that could come from this book are exceptional. If you have a middle grade reader, I would say pick these up. It is so applicable to right now and just so good. I would highly, highly recommend it. There's also talk of like an absentee dad and a man who is working in the United States to take care of his family back in Haiti. And there's just so much good conversation starters and things to talk about. I loved this book. So another 5 star for that. Then I picked up and finished Clap When You Land by Elizabeth Acevedo. So I got it from the library physically the other day, like a week or 2 ago. And then a bunch of you guys said the audio is so, so good. So I put my name on hold on the audio copy, and it was 10 or 11 weeks, and then it just randomly popped up. So I got it on audio, and you guys, it was so good. Hold on, I'm going to run Annie in really quick, and then I'll finish this update. Okay, sorry, I could have just gone inside to finish filming, but whatever, I didn't. So, Clap When You Land, the audio was exceptional. It was so good. This book is told in verse, and I gave it 4 stars. This is about 2 girls, one who lives in the Dominican Republic and one who lives in New York City, and they have the same dad but don't know it. And so they find out when his plane crash dies, because he spends the summer in the Dominican Republic and then spends the rest of the year in New York, and so they find out that he was kind of living this double life. And That being said, the book is not just about his like betrayal and him living that double life. It's them trying to figure out like kind of how to reconcile their image of their dad with what the other one is saying. So they both have completely different understandings of who this man was. And so it really is an interesting talk about like once we as kids realize that parents are humans and they're flawed and that they're not like these kind of idols that we sometimes make them out to be, just what happens when we realize that our parents are human. And then also he's passed away, so when he can't like defend for himself or speak for himself or anything, then they also have to deal with the dynamic of like, here's a sister and another daughter for my dad, and how does that work out and how do they relate to each other. The one in New York has a lot more opportunities, I would say, than the one in the Dominican Republic, because the one in the Dominican Republic, her mother has also died. She's has to work a little bit more, I would say, but just because of circumstance. And I don't know, I thought it was really interesting, and I loved watching these girls explore their relationship, and I liked that conversation around what our parents are like in our eyes, and overall I really enjoyed it. So Annie last night did not sleep at all. And so I started and finished Clap When You Land and gave that 4 stars. So that is everything I've read. Now today I have not started anything, and I probably won't until bedtime. So I'm going to go ahead and end the vlog here. Today we've just been kind of hanging out, and it's really, really cold out. And I'm like starting to feel really anxious about winter because just being stuck inside all day is so hard. And so I don't know how we're going to get all the wiggles out and how we're going to like not have attitudes, and I don't know. We'll see. It's probably going to be a long winter, but that is it. Thank you so much. If you have watched this vlog, let me know what your thoughts are. I think I read 8 books maybe this week. Like, it has been a very, very good reading week. And just yesterday alone, I finished 3 books, a 4, 4.5, and 5 star. And like, that is very rare for me. So I'm so excited. I'm really like on the vibe. Can't wait to read more. So let me know, what have you been reading? Have you read any of the stuff that I read? Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and we'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.